大家遗憾的是，刘镇东的言论被断章取义了。他当时真正要表达的是，不敌95是一个好机制，因为它让政府掌握更多数据，了解大多数马来西亚人的出行模式。在国际汽油供应紧张的情况下，马来西亚目前仍有足够供应支撑到6、7月，所以政府和社会最重要的任务是确保汽油供应可以维持更久。他也强调，作为社会一份子，我们应该建立共识，支持节约汽油资源。但他并没有代表政府宣布任何政策，也没有说150公升固打会成为政府政策。对于言论引起风波，他也表达了抱歉和遗憾，希望大家完整理解他的原意。
But let me share with you, I think Budi 95 is a good tool, and we should see Budi 95 as a demand management tool. Budi 95 really allows us to see the usage pattern of the nation. So initially, in September last year, everyone is given 300 litre per person per month. It has now been reduced to 200 litre. Do you see many people affected? Really very few. Because the data consistently show that 80% of Malaysians uses less than 200 litre. So the remaining 20% could adjust by traveling at a different hour, by reducing consumption, or by paying a bit more, paying market price. The next step is 150. 60% of population use less than 150 litre. And further down, 50% of the population uses less than 100 litres. So at some point, I think we will have to deal with using Budi 95 as a demand management tool. Honestly, at the moment, I think the number one concern for me is not so much of fiscal, but that coming from a deputy finance minister sounds very weird. That I have to blame it on defense ministry because I was trained by these generals, these admirals to think about also the security side. I think the number one concern of the nation is how to ensure that we have supply and consistent supply for as long as possible. Even if the war drags on, we have supply. So if we can communicate politically and with widespread support from everyone that we need to bring down consumption as much as possible, but ensure that we have supply for the longest of time, then the question of fiscal will come and will be resolved to a certain extent. If we, let's say, at some point say, okay, everyone should use 150 or less, 150 litre or less, that will help also to deal with the what they call the fiscal problem indirectly. But I think there are two objectives here. Number one, politically, I want to ensure that the motorcyclists continue to enjoy highly subsidized rate. And they use 50 litre per month. That I think is very important. Because politically, if the precarious class is affected with high price, you may have to pay a high political and societal price. So ensuring that bottom is covered is important. Secondly, to ensure that everyone has constant supply, even maybe at a reduced level, is also very important. Once we can ensure political and communal security, we will be able to deal with the crisis confidently. And that I think is my broader thinking about Budi 95. And I'm really grateful that we have Budi 95 as a tool now, because that tool allows us to see so much insight and to be able to allow us to be able to adjust up and down at the right time.